We are pleased to welcome Tony Russo, who is the president of the Commerce and Industry Association of New Jersey. Good to see you, buddy.
Thank you for having me, Steve.
Anything going on in the State House in New Jersey, in the state capitol, in the summer of 2017? We're taping this mid-summer 2017. Biggest issues?
Yeah, for us, I mean, the whole budget scenario played out unexpectedly with the Horizon Blue Cross legislation. When we were opposed to what the government was trying to do, we considered that overreach. So it was unfortunate that the government had to close a couple of days, but we're happy that that was all resolved. I understand that the Senate's actually going to be in tomorrow to work on a couple of bills, but we're just in a monitor mode at this point.
By the way, let's let folks know what the Commerce and Industry Association is, an organization that we actually have a cross-promotional relationship with, and some of our video also runs on your site. By the way, check out the site, some great important stuff for the business community and others there. Describe the organization.
Yeah, I'm happy to report that we're celebrating our 90th anniversary this year.
Well done.
And I've been there 4 years, but we have a long-standing history in Bergen County. We actually started out as the Bergen County Chamber of Commerce and kind of morphed into the statewide association that we are now, with offices in Paramus and Trenton. We represent about 900 employers, and I'm specific when I say employers because those employers, whether it's a bank, a lawyer, law firm, I should say, a hospital, they provide those jobs that provide that quality of life for people.
So some of the issues, Tony, that really matter to the business community, that impact others. Let's go through some of them. There are many in this state who argue that a $15 an hour minimum wage, right now, folks help me on this, get the number, is it
It's $8.38.
$8.38.
Yeah.
Moving the minimum wage to $15 an hour makes a lot of sense. The governor of New York advocates it. There are some who are running for governor of New Jersey advocate it, some who don't. What do you think of the $15 an hour minimum wage?
We're opposed.
Because?
And the reason why we're opposed, it's more fundamental. We don't think government should mandate benefits and pay, in the sense that if you think about that businessman, businesswoman that's taken that risk to start a business, sleeping or not sleeping, trying to make payroll, you know, it's incredible that government's trying to dictate to those folks, this is what you should pay your employees. That's a decision that they should make.
Even at the lowest level?
Even at the lowest level, and I'll tell you why. Because some of our members, if they're mandated to go up to $15 an hour, those that can pay the extra $15 will, but those that can't will just have to lay off some other people. So it's actually going to hurt some people as opposed to help some people. So, but it's more fundamental. We just don't think government should mandate what the pay should be. That should be market driven. And one of the things that we keep hearing all the time as a business association is, well, you need to take care of your employees. And the answer is, yeah, we do take care of our employees. They're our #1 resource. So if they're not being paid what the market is offering, they're going to leave.
Devil's advocate. But government mandates safety requirements for businesses, some of whom, too many of whom, frankly, don't protect their employees enough. And so the government mandates certain safety procedures for business. Why would this be different?
And I should have clarified that government shouldn't mandate paid benefits. They should be in the field of safety requirements, discrimination, environmental standards. Nobody
because
has
there's some
an
who
issue with
discriminate as well, and if the government wouldn't stop them or didn't stop them from discriminating, they would discriminate.
Yeah, and we're obviously okay with discrimination laws. It's where
you draw the line on the economics.
Absolutely, we draw the line when they're dictating to that businessman, businesswoman, how they should compensate their employees.
I'm curious about this. Paid sick leave. What is it?
The legislation that's floating out there requires like 5 paid sick days a year. The overwhelming majority of our members already offer what they call paid time off. Again, it's going back to that government mandate that we're opposed to, and that's the issue that we have is don't mandate, don't direct these businessmen, businesswomen on how to compensate employees, because that's the overreach that we keep talking about.
A while back, I was able to moderate a forum that the Commerce and Industry Association has every year. I've been doing it for the last several years, and I've learned so much doing it. It's a forum with legislative leaders and others that you hold. It's a dinner. And Democrats, Republicans get together and have some pretty honest conversations about some challenging issues affecting the business community. When it comes to tax policy, one of the issues that was talked about is the idea of a quote-unquote millionaire's tax coming back in New Jersey to fund public schools, to help fund the pension crisis with public employees. Against it. You're against it.
Absolutely. Any kind of tax like that, somebody has to take a step back and say, what are those millionaires going to do if they're going to be taxed?
What are they going to do?
They're going to move. And
You're
that's
convinced of that, Tony?
Absolutely. Absolutely. If they have that kind of ability to move to Florida and move out of state, they will to avoid that tax. So I think it's just short-sighted to think that if we impose a millionaire's tax, that money is going to be collected. I mean, we've heard from the state treasurer. We've also heard that some of our highest paid taxpayers actually moved out of state years ago, and we lost a lot of revenue because of that. So I think Trenton lawmakers need to appreciate that if they impose a tax like that, those folks that pay that tax will, if they can, they will move.
We're taping this again in the summer of 2017. It'll air after this. What's at stake in the governor's race in New Jersey for the business community?
Everything. I mean, one of the
Everything?
things, everything in the sense that businesses don't like uncertainty. So now we're going to have a new Senate, potentially a new Assembly, and a new governor. Whether it's Kim Guadagno or Phil Murphy, there's always that uncertainty. What's going to change? Now, I know this governor is suffering a lot of bad press lately, but one of the things that's not disputable is the last 8 years, he never raised taxes in his budget. That's good for business. He increased the number of private sector jobs. That's important. And he's lowered the unemployment rate. So there's been consistency there. There's been a lot of regulations that have been reduced or eliminated. What happens now, and Kim Guadagno's been great for the 8 years that she's been in office as lieutenant governor. She's been a business champion of business. So she's predictable. The unpredictable one is really Phil Murphy. Nobody really knows, what he can or can't do because he hasn't been in the state.
Well, respectfully, Tony, when we interviewed him on our sister program, State of Affairs, I asked him about the prospect of raising taxes on the wealthiest New Jerseyans, and he said, yeah, it has to be on the table. So it's not that unpredictable that he would want to do that.
That he would want to do that. Whether or not he's going to do it, we hope that he would look at the data and say he can go ahead and pass that law.
He can't pass it.
Well, yeah,
he can propose it.
Yeah, he could propose it. And
do you think the
enact it.
legislature's inclined to go along with him?
I'm sure that they will. I'm sure that they will.
Really?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, we have a Democratic-controlled legislature, right, in the Senate and Assembly. It looks like it's going to stay democratically controlled. So chances are that type of an issue, it will probably pass.
Even though you're arguing, and some others argue this as well, that the wealthiest New Jerseyans that would leave and we need that revenue, you're
look,
saying it would still happen?
The thing is, they could pass it, enact it, and then let's see what happens. They call it the April surprise all the time with the tax revenues. How much is going to come in, right? They could project revenues, and then what happens is the state treasurer in April and May goes before the Senate budget and Assembly budget committees, and he has to adjust his revenue projections. And a lot of times it's lower. Right, because people move, they do other things. So we just think that's really not the sustainable solution.
Tony, before I let you out here, tell folks the publication comes out how often?
Commerce Magazine comes out every month, and it goes out to about 40,000 people.
How about the website?
Website, we're just going to launch a new website next week.
And it is?
www.cianj.org.
Just put it up there right now.
Thank
Tony,
you, Steve.
looking forward to a fascinating year in New Jersey politics. A new governor will be happening, and your organization will be engaged in the conversation. We look forward to more
Thank you for
conversation.
inviting me.
Thanks,
Thank
Tom.
you, Steve.
The preceding program has been a production of the Caucus Educational Corporation, celebrating over 25 years of broadcast excellence. Funding for this edition of Caucus New Jersey has been provided by the New Jersey Education Association, Suez, Qual Care Inc., the Healthcare Foundation of New Jersey, RWJ Barnabas Health, the New Jersey Reentry Corporation, and by the New Jersey Office of the Insurance Fraud Prosecutor. Transportation provided by Airbrook Limousine, serving the metropolitan New York, New Jersey area. Caucus New Jersey has been produced in partnership with TriStar Studios.